I had it 2-2 going into the last round, and I thought Strickland won the last round. Guys who were sitting at the same table had it the other way, and you know, it was a close fight. I thought Strickland looked great in the first 2 rounds. I mean, the jab was fucking beautiful. You don't see jabs like that in MMA. And the jabs did what they're supposed to do. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. He slowed down in the 3rd and 4th. Plessis kept coming forward, you know, then started mixing up takedowns and punches. And I had it even going to the 5th round. I'm like, this is the round, see who wants it. And they both started to turn it up a little bit. It's one of those tight fights. But I'm also one of these guys, I believe.
The official EFIC 297 main and co-main events scorecards have been released. On Saturday night, the EFIC held its first pay-per-view event of 2024 when they traveled to the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The EFIC 297 wasn't overly friendly to the hometown crowd as Canadian fighters went 2-7, but the 2 newest EFIC champions will never forget the date. Silva looked impressive early, but her cardio ultimately failed her, leading to Pennington controlling the latter rounds. The scorecards for Pennington vs. Bueno Silva were 49-46 x2 Colon and Sal D'Amato and 49-45 Saleem Haniff. The only difference was that Haniff scored the 5th round 10-8 for the new women's bantamweight queen, Pennington. Meanwhile, the main event between Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis was action-packed. Strickland looked phenomenal in the first 2 rounds because of his jab, but he slowed down in the latter rounds, which du Plessis capitalized on. Once the dust settled, du Plessis was crowned the new EFIC middleweight champion by split decision with the following scorecards: 48-47 x2 for du Plessis Derek Cleary and Eric Colon and 48-47 Strickland Sal D'Amato. And in a new development, Dana White believes Sean Strickland should have been awarded EFIC 297 main event decision. Following the EFIC 297 main event, plenty of people thought Sean Strickland deserved to have his hand raised. The argument was supported by rounds 2 and 3 being close, with Dricus du Plessis awarded both by 2 judges. During the EFIC 297 post-fight press conference, Dana White had this to say about his opinion on the main event decision. "I had it 2-2 going into the last round, and I thought Strickland won the last round. Guys who were sitting at the same table had it the other way. You know, it was a close fight. I thought Strickland looked great in the first 2 rounds. I mean, the jab was FC-king beautiful. You don't see jabs like that in MMA. And the jabs did what they're supposed to do." Both of his du Plessis eyes were swollen shut. After getting his hand raised, Dricus du Plessis called out former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. It's unclear when Adesanya plans to return from his time away, but Dana White didn't count out the possibility of du Plessis and Adesanya headlining EFIC 300 on April 13. Let us know your comments in the section below.